Hola familia. A couple of weeks ago, if you remember, we did a couple of tools out of screwdrivers, and when I come to the point that I need to heat treat the tools, I found that my only resource was this, which is the smallest, cheapest torch you can find. It costs about $13 to $14, including the bottle. And of course, it's not, let's say, it's not enough to make a quite good heat treating. So I was researching on the web, as all of us do usually, and I found that it's not that expensive. So then I decided to do a small forge, a mini forge. Not for blades, for knives and all of this because the size, but on the cheap, as I always try to do. So I become making a mini forge. That is what I'm gonna show you in this video. And in a couple of days, I think I'm going to try another attempt to make something with steel that show us or show you or both how a process can be done. Of course, I'm not gonna get involved into metallurgy because it's not the point right now, but I'm going to follow the instructions in several other sources, and I'm going to try to do something that can be useful for you, not dangerous, and with our little torch. Let's go to it. Well, we're going to begin with two bricks that have 1.25 inches thick, and we're going to trace the center to cut it. I'm going to use a handsaw, a Japanese handsaw. At this point, it's not too hard to do it, so cut smoothly, so no big deal. Once we have both cut it, we are going to find the centers in the 4 blocks, and we're going to move to the drill press. Now on the drill press, we're gonna use a crown drill, which is gonna make 2.5 inches hole. I begin one side, and when the center drill bit go through, I turn upside down and do the other half. This way we don't have any split or any breaks. And then get this center part is a little bit tricky, but you know, if you help yourself with an Allen wrench or a screwdriver and a piece of wood, you can do it easy. Once we have 4 blocks done, we need a hole in the side to get the torch in. So I'm gonna use a 5/8 drill bit, and it's easier if you hold it with a clamp, and you know, and very slow and easy to don't break the brick. And once that is done, we have the access for the torch, and when the 4 bricks are together, we have the chamber. Okay, here you see it works perfectly. So now I'm using a piece of metal to make a base and a cover on the top, you know, just to make them, to make everything, you know, to hold everything together a little bit more sturdy. So a little, you know, a few holes to hold it. And now I'm going to cut on the right length, and then prepare it to can bend it. Of course, use some, always eye protection is needed, not just for this, for everything, but for this is more important. You know, just any steel or iron chip in an eye is really really bad business. So once these cuts are done, we're gonna move to the workbench and the vise. I'm gonna use the vise to help me. Here you bend it first by hand, then with a hammer you can make the the bent part more crisp, let's say. Okay, now we're gonna try the fit. It works. So now we are gonna use 2 hangers from the dry cleaning to get some piece of wire. Okay, then we bend one side, and through the hole it will make 4 pieces that are gonna hold the lower and the top plate. So just a matter of adjust it, and then we're gonna use a mortar that comes in. It's like silicone, but when it's heated, it's gonna get really hard. It's used to repair chimneys and barbecues and all this thing. So it's the perfect stuff for this. Once we have all together, we can get our plates. And now the tricky part is, the wires in both plates. But once it's done, we are gonna have one solid piece. Okay. Okay, now it's a little bit of tension and bend the ends, and we are done. Cut the extra, press a little bit, and here we go. We are done. We have our forge. Let's try it. As I have more mortar, I'm gonna try to fill all the joints and inside as well, and then we are ready for first fire. That's it. We're gonna begin. It's a little bit tricky to maintain it on, so then we can use the plugs. I mean, there is some stuff that I'm gonna upload another video with some updates and some use for it. So we'll see. But as you can see, the wall is getting red, so it works. This is all for this week. As I always say, any comments or suggestions, you can leave it down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you want and can help the channel, you have the Patreon button. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.